As someone who was taking $30 to 100k, I was shocked when I saw this guy take $50 to $1 million. And in this video, I'll teach you everything he did to get this result. And to sweeten the offer, I'll teach you what he was supposed to do to get 20 times his result. So first thing first, you need to get the day and the time he traded from. If you can get that first two things like this, you can steal anybody's strategy. You can know why they get their money, and you don't even have to pay for their course and the likes of it. So that's the day he started from, the frame of the video. Now you need the time, go that time, go that he enter, so you can go back in time and study what he did or what he saw before entering, so you can back the same results. So basically in this video, this is the number, and what you want to do is you want to write that number here. You don't have to pay for his mentorship, you don't have to pay for his signal, you don't need anything from anybody. Just study their stuff and steal their strategy. Because how can someone take $50 to $1 million? Imagine if you can learn that strategy and you can do it consistently, you will win. And even if you don't get to $1 million, imagine if you can get to 10k consistently and you're a poor person, guys. So that point there is where the whole action is happening, and that point is where you look for sell entry and buy entry. But before you know why he looked for sell entries or how he saw sell entry, basically you want to make sure you are following the market phase. And if you look at that point there, what phase is happening? First thing first, price is respecting structure there. You can call that a breaker block. So when price respects the structure, what happens next? What happened on the weekly time frame is that it always creates some sort of consolidation after respecting a phase. So that's the consolidation there, and then after the consolidation there is a breakout. So basically that's the phase you want to follow. You want price to respect your zone, and then when you respect your zone, it creates a consolidation, and then when it creates a consolidation, it breaks out. This is what will tell you the trend. So now to confirm this phase and follow this phase, you need to at least see two types or two times whereby this phase creates itself or gets respected. Like if you look at this other point here, another phase pops up, you can see that's a fair value gap there basically, and from that former one you can see that one was a breaker block. So this one is a fair value gap. And then number two, what do you want to expect? You want to expect consolidation. Basically that last one I told you, there was a breaker block, then a consolidation, and then a spike up. And this one too, if you feel the same thing but with a fair value gap, that's to show you that the phase is actually valid. And if you go to that third point there, you see that the same phase is gonna be respected at this point in time, but that too is enough for you to start looking for the phase or entries lower here around this point to, you know, carry on the phase to the next phase. So basically the phase, you can see it respected that demand zone, then it created a consolidation there, and then normal assuming price is in this consolidation currently, what you want to do is that you'll be expecting price to go up, and basically you'll be looking for, you know, sniper entries inside of that consolidation to pursue price to the upward direction. So basically the long-term trend is a buy trend, and that was literally what the guy was looking for. The guy understood the phase was following a particular pattern, respecting structure, creating a consolidation, clearing out all this consolidation. And what did he do? He decided to exploit it. And how did they exploit it and get sniper entries on lower time frame? First thing first, you want to look for the daily phase. So the phase that we look for currently was the weekly phase. So now we want to look for the phase that is perfectly respected on the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, I noticed that the phase that was working, or the price action that was working, is price respecting double supply zone and demand zone. So basically that's the second supply zone. And what do you see price do after creating those supply zone? what did it do? It started dropping, and that yellow line basically signifies where the guy started looking to enter from. So basically we are studying what happened in the past, and then after studying we try and catch that phase on the next phase. But first thing first, we need to confirm that this actually respects 50% of the zone. So if you look at this point here, you can see that even if you refine the entry, it was perfectly respected. And then we want to move to the second stuff, which is basically we want to see that this phase is actually being respected for the buy side. So this is the sell side phase. Double supply zone gets respected. Now for the buy side phase, what you want to do is that you want to look for price or wait for price to respect one structure first. And if you look at this point there, the first structure price respected is a fair value gap there. So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to expect price to respect the next fair value gap. But if you look at that point there, that is not a fair value gap. So the first try under this one is actually not legit. And if you look at that second point there, that's the demand zone there. So after price respected that demand zone, what you want to do is that you want to check if it respected the next one. But you can see here that it did not respect it, instead it liquidated it. Also we still want to look for another demand zone that price respected. And if you look at the other side there, you can see that there is another zone there. Basically that's another zone there, and what you want to do is you want to mark down and expect price to respect the next zone, which it did. And this confirms the fact that double entry works on the daily time frame. So what do we want to do? We want to follow this fees, but we can't follow the fees if we only see just one pattern or confirmation that it works. So basically we need more confirmations. And if you look at that point there, you can see that this fees got respected basically. And if this sale gets respected, what do we want to expect? We want to expect the buy one to get respected. We want to follow the same cycle. And basically what it did is that he confirmed that the buy cycle was respected also. Like if you look at this point, you can see the buy cycle was respected, and again it was respected again the second time. That's to show that this phase on 1 day time frame is actually legit. So basically after the phase get respected, it decided to sell instead of following the buy phase, which is the overall market direction. But this sale was actually valid. There is a good reason why it sold, and I'm going to be breaking down how he got this entry. So to find out how he got that entry, we want to go down to the product time frame he went down to, and we also want to go down to the time and the minutes and the seconds in which he placed those trades to check out the candles he saw and join the two of them together to see if they are similar. And then when we know they are similar, we do our investigation. So the time he entered was literally this, and the day he entered was literally this, and the time frame he entered was literally this. So we want to do the same thing. So first thing first, I marked the point which he entered his entry, and it was highlighted by this red line. And if you don't want to get lost on lower time frame, you want to add these lines so you know where you are. So basically on 1 minute time frame, I got the exact points in which he entered at, and I'm going to be explaining everything. So this is 29th of August at exactly 4 something. This is when he entered. So I'm going to be going back in time and try to understand why he actually sold from this red line. You can see it's perfectly respected that red line. That was literally the pinpoint of his entry. So why did he sell at this point in time before he later buys? So basically, I use that line, yellow line, to highlight the points whereby he sold at. This is literally the point, the pinpoint in which he sold at. But what made price drop at this point? You don't need to really know where he sold at. You want to know why the price dropped when he gets that point. That's actually what's gonna make you a great trader. So I went to 5 minute time frame so I can see things much more clearly, because if you start to be digesting all this stuff on 1 minute time frame, you are not going to understand. But 30 minutes is the sweet spot. So if you don't want to, if you are not understanding 5 minute time frame, you can just use 30 minute time frame to see the overall picture and know what you are looking for, or know the cause of the sell. And basically the reason why it sold was because of a breaker block. So let's mark it out. That's the breaker block. It got retested 2 times, but the first time was the point whereby he entered at. So basically the guy saw this breaker block, so wow, this is a good 30-minute entry, and then he sniped at the first point there, which is that point there. And price just had to come and retest it, because at this moment in time the phase is price has to respect structure 2 times before it goes up. And then when he respected the structure 2 times, what did he do? It literally went up. That's literally it. You follow the phase. The phase currently is that price has to respect the structure 2 times before it goes up. And what did he do? He exploited it. So basically, if you go to 1 minute time frame and look at the points whereby he entered at, you will see the bigger picture and understand why he actually entered at that point there. So that's literally the start of the breaker block there. That's literally the whole price action crammed up to 1 minute time frame. And then if you go to the present, you see that that's the retest there. Very beautiful sniper entry there, but it's not smart to enter at this first retest. Instead, you can wait for the second retest, mini break of structure, and then pull back. This one is much more advisable to enter at. And then after price respected that structure, what did he do? He came back again, gave us another retest, and then drop. So basically he understood that price is respecting the structure 2 times, and then after he respects the structure, he's gonna start buying. So what did he do? He sold, and then when price respected the structure, TP and the likes of that, what did he do? He started looking for buys. And now I'm going to break down why he bought and how he knew it was gonna buy at a precise point. But first thing first, and basically this was when he closed, and this alone can change your life. Like, imagine walking away from this in one trade, and you are a poor person, you don't have any kobo. Oh bro, you are set for life. And then for the second trade, you can see that he started buying at this point in time. It was not delayed. He just started buying. So now I'm going to be teaching you, showing you this entry and how he got this entry, and also how you can leverage on the re-entries, because he only took one trade. I'm going to be showing you how you can get re-entries, like 5 re-entries on only this trade, and potentially 10-20x is results. So what he got, I'm going to show you how to get 20 times it. And since we got double confirmation on 1 day time frame, like you can see, if you look at that point there, price expected the first demand zone there and then respected the second demand zone there. The overall direction trend is in an uptrend since the weekly too is following this direction. So what he did is that I just caught the short term sale, and now I'm going to be showing you how he caught that long term buys that give him millions. So basically I'm going to show you that I show you how to get 20x, 20 times it. So number one, the first thing you want to do is you want to get or go back to where he was before he caught that trade and see the same thing he saw that made him take that trade. So basically this was me when I was going down to lower time frame to check out what he saw, and basically what he saw was very simple. It's not even complicated, it's no brainer. He just knew that the trend has to give you two double direction, and then when he gives you that double direction, just look for a buy entry and then follow through. The trend is gonna give you your money. That's what he did. So basically he went to 29th of August 9:40 something as shown in this screenshot. You can see 29 August 9:40 something. So I used this line to highlight that time, and basically that's it. And if you look carefully, what he saw on this point is this: something simple, deadly, but very easy to spot and replicate. But first thing first, let me just change the color so that you don't confuse the two when we go to higher time frame. So basically this is the color I'm gonna be using so that it will be darker, and the stuff he saw or his entry was literally at a breaker block too. You know, the reason why he sold was because of a breaker block. The reason why he bought also after he got double sales re-entry is because of that breaker block, and basically it is actually safer to enter at the second one to catch this point there. So I would not advise you to follow him, and be entering at the first setup. If you look at this point here, he entered at the first setup. What me I advise you is to enter at the second or re-entry around that point there. You enter at the re-entry or when price come to retest your line again instead of going at the first one. But him, I think he trusts this strategy so much that he has to risk it on the first trade. For this by example too, you can see he just entered at the first trade there. He saw the retest, he entered at that point there. But me personally, I rather enter at this point in time. So now I'm going to show you how you can 10x this point. So basically he just entered at that point there and left all this move running. But this move, if you had caught it, you would have got 20x the results that he got. And basically, what's the secret? What you want to do is that you want to wait for orders to accumulate. That's it. You want to wait for orders to accumulate. So basically on 5-minute time frame, if you see orders accumulating like 1 or 2 retests, what you want to do is you want to basically be expecting to expect to enter at the 3rd or 4th retest. That's it. But if you're gonna be entering at the 3rd or 4th retest, you want to make sure your stop loss is very big, because there is no fractal confirmation or anything on this kind of stuff. Sometimes it goes deeper and then goes up. That's literally how this kind of 5-minute entries are if you are trying to swing them. And if you look at this second trade here, when I marked the horizontal line on the first one, you can see that price respected the first one to enter the third or fourth retest, and you'd have cashed out big time. Just be reinvesting the profit, and this one alone can give you 5 times your main profit. That means if you're on $10, you should be looking at $50 just on this trade here if it runs to the top. So for the second trade, you can see what allowed this price respect this point is that supply demand zone by the side there, and you can see how it literally kept going up. So this kind of trade, you can see it reversed at the end of the day, went up for some time, reversed. That's the game. If you are a trader that gets in and get out, you would have been panicking. But this kind of trade, you want to hold it. Like the third one, you can see price literally respected the third one, went up, and then still come back to the entry around that point there, and then double tap it again, and then went up again. That's the game, bro. That's the game. And then same thing here also, 1 2 retest, and then after the second one you want to enter the third one or the fourth one. You can see 1 2, enter the third or fourth one, and same thing, reinvest the profit, and you'd have gotten to this point here, which is the current price action, and you'd have made bastard money. So basically, this guy did not use this strategy or this secret I just gave you now. He just entered at the lowest point and he let price run. But now you know how to be better than him. So basically, this is his result, and I claim this is live. But anyhow, his strategy works. Props to him. We did our research, it works, and there are better ways to do it. But if you want to get something similar, I will not say this amount, but something similar to this, I'll change your life. Click link in description, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.